Hi, Flor. Welcome. It's very nice to meet you, and thank you very much for joining me. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Same here. It's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for talking to me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Flor, and thank you for being here.
My
Uh,
pleasure.
Before we dive in, can you tell me a bit about yourself and how you discovered carnivore? How did it all start?
Okay, my name is Florencia, as you just said, and I am 60 years old. And I started carnivore because, like most people, I got to a point where I couldn't continue with my health the way it was. I was a very different person a year ago. I was massively overweight. I'm 5'4", and I was 20, now over 25 pounds bigger. Uh, so that didn't help the fact that I had arthritis. So it was very hard for me to go for walks and without feeling a lot of pain in my joints, my knees, my right hip. I That is one of the things that I don't miss because it felt like I had a little. I always describe it like a grain of corn on my hip. So when I walked, it was extremely painful. Um, my right big toe, for some reason, was always inflamed, excruciating pain. Uh, and it's terrible. Like living with chronic pain is one of the things that is going to push you to find a solution for 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 the pain, right? My thyroid was death. Like it was terrible when like I was on like zero point 0.2 milligrams of my thyroid, which is a medication for my um, thyroid. I have the worst case of eczema from my ankles up my leg, which was uncomfortable, itchy, painful. Today, I can tell you that I only have scars, by the way, is completely 100% gone. Uh, Anyhow, the list of my issues was very long. So I decided to. I'm not a person that enjoys going to the doctor. I kind of brush it off. I don't like. I push it. Some people go a lot to the doctor. I am not like that person. I don't like tests. But I couldn't. I couldn't continue the way I was living. So I went to see the doctor because I have, due to my thyroid, I have no energy, like no energy. I was closely depressed, feeling that for me, you reach 58, 59, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're not yourself anymore, and you kind of accept your fate. This is aging. This is being a senior. And I said, no way. That cannot be, right? I have so much to live for. And so I did entertain the keto diet since 2014 on and off, but it was very difficult for me to do it for long periods of time because I was very focused on the 80% fat and nice shaped plants. Oh my goodness, I didn't know what I was doing and how bad they are for you. So I started with the keto research in YouTube University, and I ran into Dr. Chafee, Dr. Keltz, Dr. Berry, and so many other people with their testimonials about the carnivore diet. And because my doctor sent me to two specialists, the endocrinologist and the cardiologist. And the endocrinologist told me that I was dangerously sick because of my inactive thyroid. And But my cardiologist told me that I needed to go to start statins, which I knew I would never take. So he recommended me to watch a documentary on Netflix about a plant-based diet. So I thought, well, I'm not going to do the statins, but let's give the plant-based diet an opportunity. And that's when my life just kind of, it took me like 3 weeks to realize that I was not only not getting better, but getting very, very poorly. So that's when I decided, okay, this is it. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to give carnivore a try because first, I love beef. Second, plants are not helping me. They are basically destroying me. So in June 2025, I started eating beef. Lots of fat, which is my favorite. And within the 90 days, my thyroid, I started feeling, I didn't know about my thyroid because I had to have, of course, my blood checked. But I start like the pounds melted away, which I could not do for so long. And the pain started fading away. My skin clear out. Obviously, I am one of the people that was, except for the thyroid, metabolically healthy enough to obtain the best results in the shorter period. Sorry, I'm going way farther than the question you asked, but I can talk very easily about this because that's when my passion started for carnivore, and that's how I started it. Sorry for the long answer.
That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome, Flor.
Thank
You mentioned a lot of like health issues here, and I wrote some down. Like I think you talked about like arthritis, the pain on the right hip, chronic pain, the thyroid, the eczema, which I also had. I still have like maybe a little bit of it, but I would say just like 5% left. Out of 100. So
and
like
I
you,
feel, yeah, like
yeah,
it's awful. People don't realize that it's so many sides of eczema that affect your life, right? Like whether it's almost, I don't know, I never had fleas, but they say that when you have fleas, you kind of have to scratch. With the eczema, sometimes it's so hard to not to scratch, and you really damage your skin, and you cause bleeding, and you live your life just trying to cover the affected area because people are looking and people are asking you, like, what happened there? How did you hurt yourself? It's terrible. It's really, really awful. You feel like staying home if it's too visible.
yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I struggled with it for like many years also. So,
I'm
yeah, like
sorry.
like you mentioned, like covering it up, like yeah, that totally hits me. I do wanted to ask you about the cardiologist because so they pretty much recommended statin, but you declined. So and then now they moved on to plant based. How long did you do the plant-based diet, like before attempting like carnivore? Because I think you also did keto in 2014, right? Like, so yeah. What about like
Well,
different diets?
the ketogenic diet was great. I felt wonderful, the energy mostly, but it was hard. It was hard for me to try to keep having butter with coffee and nightshade plants with lots of fat. The only thing that I could like really stomach was the a lot of eggs and egg yolks. So the problem with the ketogenic diet was I will do it for 6 months, but then I will give up because to me it was just not. I felt like gagging most of the time. So I wished I could have had forever, but since 2014, I was on and off until about 2020 something. 22. I never tried the keto cycling again. And when they recommended the plant-based, I tried it for, I will say 3 weeks, but it was not good. It was not good. It was like really bad. Like, yeah, no. I was always hungry. The food noise went to the roof, which with the carnivore diet and the keto too, but the carnivore diet is the one that at the beginning I was eating like a caveman. I ate so like I was like so hungry, for that nutrition. So I ate a lot at the beginning, but after a month, I will say, I started feeling a lot of satiety. So from every point of view, the carnivore diet compared to the plant and even the keto, the carnivore diet resolved the issue of not wanting to eat the food because like it never makes me gag. I can have all the fat I want with the beef and I love it. It's delicious. And it just quiet the food noise. Plant, I was always hungry. And it was easy. It was simple. It was financially attainable because if you compare, people think that eating beef is too expensive, but if you compare when you go to the supermarket, if you're in this standard American diet, like you pay, Canada is crazy. You pay like a $10 for a little bag of apples, and a head of lettuce is like what, $5-6. Is insane. And you have to eat a lot to feel, you have energy on a plant-based diet. With beef, you go to the store and you know where you are going. You go straight to the meat section. You avoid because you are hungry, right? You really want to eat a lot when you eat carbohydrates. So you go and you see cookies, crackers, bread, pasta, and you want to buy everything, and you end up just walking out paying not less than $300. So from the economic perspective, too, is the diet for me. Again, after your body gets into a healthier state. I'm sorry, my English, I know it's not the best, but bear with me. So you need less food. And so I carnivore all the way. That's it. Yummy, easy in the fridge, is in the pockets, is in the stomach, and wonderful in the body.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think everything has been simplified, like after switching to carnivore. I think I absolutely agree with you mentioned about like avoiding everything in the grocery. You just straight head to the meat section. You don't have to get those like bag of apples or bag of oranges to get the nutrition. It's just more complicated that way.
You don't have to think about recipes and what to get, because you want a recipe and you start, okay, but I need yeast, and I need salt, and I need paprika, and I need oils, and I need with beef, it's just you just put it on your stove and you heat it up, and you eat it. It's that simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was that simple. And I think I think you also mentioned this about like eating just like once or twice a day. That's
Yes.
also the part, because And like you mentioned about the vegan diet, I think you tend
Oof.
to be hungry all the time, right?
Oh yeah, malnourished. When I have a friend who, like, I try not to convince people of anything. I just don't. I share my message. I share what happened to me because I want everybody to feel the same. I probably you feel the same way, and that's why you are doing this podcast. But he looks gray. His dental health is so poor. Like, it pains me to see that they don't give up their, because it's more than vegans is a different breed, right? They have a philosophy behind the way they eat, and it's commendable, but it's not meant to be that way. Otherwise we will strive. And that's not the case, right? And the proof is in the pudding. Look at the results. I always say, try it. Try it for 90 days. Just try it. Just forget, take the chance and take an educated risk. Do your research and see how you feel. How is your skin? How is your weight? How is your, like, everything? If you have autoimmune diseases, you must give it a try, because your life changes. And in that way, I sound like a fanatic priest or something, that I can stop talking about it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. So Flor, that's really cool. How you talk about all the benefits. Pretty much, once switching to carnivore, and then the skin cleared, the pain went away. Um, I know you mentioned also about when you did your research, you found out about Dr. Chafee, Dr. Kenberry, and more people online. So how long did you pretty much did the research, like with carnivore, before attempting it? Were you even like skeptical at all? Because I know you mentioned that you really like meat, so I must jump on this. Yeah.
I am from Argentina, so we are a beef country. We love beef, and I grew up on beef. But to be honest with you, it's not that I am a pretty open-minded person. I am the most open mind. I listen, and I really make my own decisions without worrying about what most people will think about it. And even though when you said I eat only beef, you get a lot of noise. But I did. I remember. I don't remember. I always forget his name. This heart surgeon doctor, like that. He is a big supporter of the carnivore diet, and he always explained how they told him, don't be a heart surgeon because you're going to have no job in 20 years, when they created statins in the 90s. And now he sees like triple, quadruple the numbers of patients, and they are getting younger and younger, and he sees like so much obesity and so many issues. So when you hear doctors that know what they are talking about, Chaffee, Berry, Kiltz, like they explain it in like so wonderfully. And when you hear the number of toxins in plants, and the World Health Organization, and I can pass that to you, you can share it, like there is like a newsletter about all the toxins and how important is to treat plants before we eat them, and not only just the natural compounds, but to that you have to add all the chemicals, the metals and toxicity from all the pesticides, and that affects directly your immune disease. So when you see all these people that they are 60, 70, and they need a cane, or they can't have an active life, it's just because we are not educated on how harmful plants can be for you. And not to mention all the processed foods that are just created to be sold to us, and they are not supposed to be in our bodies. So it's pretty obvious. The answer is pretty obvious to me. Because of my keto journey, I understood how, like how fat is perhaps most important than the protein, because the protein is converted into glucose through gluconeogenesis in your liver. Everything made sense. Insulin resistance and how carbohydrates, especially sugars or even lactose, 75% of us lack the enzyme to digest lactose. So I try to stay away from dairy because it's super high in sugar, has low satiety, it's very addictive, and it's inflammatory. So, and I don't like talking about like taking nutrition and all that in school, because to be honest with you, I felt they really indoctrinate you into believing that you need all that stuff that you're not supposed to eat, because they are like between pharma and like the food industry that really is just they are working together, and Nestle, Coca-Cola, they really they support financially studies that to convince you that you need what you don't, just to make money for profit. So when you really have done a research for years on health, and you are interested in health, and you have enough information, and then you find 2-3 doctors that say it as is, and what you already know, the decision is pretty simple, right? Like, go for it. So I did.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I think I do agree also about what you said about the nutrition school. I feel like it's a indoctrination camp, and it's unbelievable. How things like was introduced like in the past, maybe even I would say like decades ago, like like things like low fat or avoid this at all costs. Yeah.
Orange juice. That
Orange
was
juice.
Sunny D. Like the history of it was like they had like this massive crop of like oranges, and they didn't know what to do, and they decided to juice it so they could sell it. And they could profit from it without getting rid of it. And people are drinking orange juice, which is when you give your body that amount of sugar and like things like that, cereal. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, but like it's all marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. It was all marketing, just so they can make a profit out of it. So, Flor, I know, looking back at my health issues in the past, like, I've always wondered what was like causing it. Like, I have so many assumptions. Like, to me, before finding out carnivore, I thought it was all because of stress, or maybe a certain food that's like triggering it, or maybe it's just genetics. Um, what about you? Like, did you have any assumption before finding out carnivore? What was causing your multiple health issues?
I thought I was old, but because I tried up to the point where I couldn't sustain my thyroid and my autoimmune disease issues. I thought I was just getting old. That was the biggest assumption for a while. And I think that what helped is that when you get to a very poor state of health, your brain suffers too, big time. So you don't think clearly. It's like a fog, right? So I assumed that I was old, and for a little bit, I thought that was my new way of living, that I couldn't go out and hike and with my children. They are 40, 39, 35. I have a 17-year-old grandson. So I need to keep up with him. I have to. So that was the biggest assumption, that I had no control over my health. Other than that, I have always tried to keep myself educated and informed, and just to try not to. There is a lot of noise, and there is a lot of people that they use a lot of jargon, and everybody's trying to sell you something. So it is super important that you go through the experience and you can speak through the results of what you do. So I did that. Elimination, right? You eliminate, and then you decide. You don't assume anymore. Because the thing about this diet is that once you eliminate all the potentially harmful foods, and you get rid of the pain, and you get rid of the eczema, and you have better energy, if you introduce foods after that 90-day period, you will see super quickly what is affecting your health. Because the body gets used to the pain and the itchiness and the low energy. But when you are in an optimal health state, then your body goes, no. It has a clear reaction for what you eat, you ingest, you put on your body, that affects you. And nobody can tell you that is not true. Nobody can tell you that if you are feeling good and you ingest something and you feel bad, whether it's you have stomach issues, intestinal issues, any digestive issues, and those are the most rapid and more evident symptoms of when you eat something that is not good for you, or when you have pain or anything or a flare of eczema, you can tell that is bad for you. You don't need a doctor to tell you. But when I now can run uphill, like I couldn't do, I don't think that I was able to do that in my whole life. I always had issues going uphill all my life. It was, in fact, something that I wonder, why can't I go uphill without my heart really being, Now, for the first time in my life at 60, I can grab my dogs, go out with my children, and go up. And so I don't care if a doctor comes and tell me, you're going to have a heart attack. I'd rather live 70 years like this than 120 feeling like crap. So there you go. Sorry. I have problems talking. I talk too much.
No, it's actually pretty cool how you talked about the running uphill, and I guess doing all the hikings with your your adult kids now. So yeah.
Yes.
What do you call this? I think I just wanted to touch back. I think because you spoke about the aging, I feel like I've heard that with so many older people, and they do say that when they have so much health issues, they talk about this is just part of aging. I'm feeling this way because of this. So yeah, I fully agree. Even my parents would say something similar. When you question them about why are you having this symptoms, so
yeah. And it's so sad, it pains me, and that's why I created my little YouTube channel, and basically my videos are always and only, at least for now, try it, this has happened to me, this is how I felt. I put photos, And I really try to share the message of hope that you don't have to live that way. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to cancel your life. Um, I was attacked, like I was round, my stomach, I didn't have a waist. And I thought that that is my body, you know? And I have the flattest stomach now. My weight is optimal. And that is important in many ways. It's not just about aesthetics. It's not about just putting a dress and feeling wonderful again, which is awesome because let's get real. We feel the way, like we interact with the environment and we have a feedback from people when they see you, the way they treat you, that's part of being healthy, being happy, being comfortable in your body. And on the other hand, when you're lighter on your feet, and it's just so sometimes I walk down the street and I wish I could stop people and say, you don't have to live this way. And I wish to carry a photo of me a year ago and show them what can happen. And it's just, so easy and cheap, and you don't have to worry about what time do you need to. Medications are the biggest, like, how many medications you take. So don't you want to get rid of your medication? Like right now, I am in a very tiny doses of thyroid medication, and I think that I'm gonna get rid of it all, and that's the only thing I take. And they wanted to put me on statins and steroids for my eczema and more thyroid medication. They wanted to manage symptoms, No, thank you. I want to be healthy and I want to be strong. Yeah. I love
That's
carnivore. I don't know
wonderful.
if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell that I am a fan. I am totally passionate about it.
Yeah, totally. I really like your energy, actually.
Thank you so
Um, yeah. So, can you talk a little bit about the motivation, before and after carnivore? I know, like for me, before carnivore, I was really, because I had eczema, psoriasis, and other skin issues, and I feel like it's very depressing just trying to manage it because you are reliant to the medication, right? So, but now after like carnivore, it's like, I'm able to appreciate life more. And, I feel like I need to speak to more people about this. What about you? What is your motivation now?
Well, I honestly think that the louder the voice of those who have overcome the abuse we have been self-inflicted, right, through the food industry, the louder the voice it gets, more people are going to understand that we cannot continue this way. But it's not self-centered, because the agriculture industry is killing the planet. And they said cows and methane, the cow fart, that it contributes to um, um, global warming. Sorry. Well, I think that we need to get rid of the dairy industry. Terrible, from whichever way you see it. I think we need to go more back to nature, game beef, game meal, meats. I eat only ruminants, but I think that it's totally doable to eat less. So it's good for the environment. It's excellent for your soul, your mind. Like, I think that if we get rid of mental illnesses, like the way it has been proven that carnivore is really, even, I don't know if the word is curing schizophrenia, like serious depression, and MS, things that were thought not to be curable, they are being cured with the carnivore diet. So people is going to be healthier, is going to be, I don't care as much about the living longer. I don't buy into the living longer. If we live longer, whatever, that is just irrelevant. What we need to live is more fully, serve to our society, not becoming a burden to our families. Like, from whichever aspect you look at, the carnivore diet is good for the planet, for our society, for the system, for our lives, right? And sincerely, not only, and I don't think that this is just a subjective, I have heard many people talking about finding a new connection with God, whoever you call God, the universe, just there is a new appreciation of life. There is a complete new appreciation for everything. When you eat, you are more aware of it's weird to explain it, because maybe is because what it does to the brain, and we are thinking clearly and better. The aspects of the benefits of the carnivore diet are countless so far. And I think that how can I not be motivated to want more people to be contributing to society, and to, like, I was thinking about retirement right before I started carnivore. I was like, okay, this is it, I can't wait to, now I work 10 hours a day and I can't wait. And I walk my dogs at 6 a.m. for half an hour, and half an hour at noon, and half an hour in the evening. And I am thinking, okay, now is when I need to start looking after my muscles, and just so I'm strong. And in 5 years, I'm not going to fall and break my hip and just be a burden to society of my family. So that's enough motivation for me.
That's really cool. I mean, the complete energy shift that you had, like 10 hours working now, that's pretty awesome.
I can't see myself. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Flor, so before going carnivore, because I know you talked about food noise in the past, trying to pretty much like manage, this hunger. What was your favorite food? Did you have anything specific?
I am from Argentina, from Buenos Aires, Italian descendant. Like, I'm the first generation born there. Italian, a Taurus. Do I have to say more? I love, I have a salty tooth, and so breads and cheeses and anything that was pizza, like so many things. And I could eat so much. I was constantly thinking about the snacks and constantly snacking and waking up hungry and going to bed hungry. We are used to having dinner at 10 at night. Most of people have heard that in Argentina, life is upside down. So yeah, no, the food has always been an issue. Controlling my hunger has always been an issue. But to go from constantly thinking about food, my next meal, my next snack, to looking at the most beautiful cake and going, oh, it's pretty. It's weird. You don't crave stuff. And in fact, it's funny because you go, like, how can anybody put so much sugar and icing and you reject like cereals and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's very easy to say, nope, Thank you very much. And I don't want it. You know what I want? I want a steak with a lot of crispy fat and salt, and that's what I want. That's my choice, simple. That's why I'm screwed with the YouTube channel, because I see so many people making all these recipes they call carnivore, and they use like powder milk and soft cheeses, and that's no longer carnivore. Whatever you're doing, yeah, it's good. It's if it's animal based, it's good, right? It's not that bad. But just have your beef and have your patties and whatever. Just make it simple. It's healthier. Yeah. So no more cravings for me.
That's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah. Did the
Yeah.
same happen to you with
So
cravings?
yeah, well, I do tend to look at the other thing that you mentioned, the like, if you go animal based, maybe like using like milk powder, because it just tends to bring back your cravings. So it's
It's
not really
not
like a
enjoyable. Yeah, it's high in sugar. It
mm,
has lactose, which most of us can't digest anyways. It's super addictive, and it spikes your insulin. It's all wrong about dairy. So if you want some dairy, have hard old cheeses. Because one thing interesting about bacteria, and that's why kefir or kefir, if you want to have some variety of the dairy, the bacteria, it's on the sugars, the lactose, and so that is not as bad for you. The same with fermented, like I like having a bit of kimchi on with my beef. I like the acidity, because fermentation is a process that really benefits you. So, but another thing that I don't know if you notice is that some people they think that you're going to have digestive issues and you're not going to be able to go to the bathroom. You need fiber. No, you don't. How do you know? Science said, the doctor said, because I have been eating beef for a year and I have never been more regular and beautiful. Like, it's exactly what the doctor told you, that you're sorry. It's a disgusting subject, but it's due. It's just the way you want your poop to be, just, it doesn't get better than that. So don't tell me, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining, kind of thing.
that's a good analogy. Flor, looking back at the start of your carnivore journey, were there any mistakes you made? I guess, like, what and how did you learn from them?
Well, I didn't, because I tried to really educate myself about, the rabbit hunger. Like, for example, like not to have more protein than I am making sure that I have a lot of fat with my beef, because the worst thing you can do, because it becomes toxic to your body, is to have like just lean protein. That's a big no-no. That's a huge no-no. The elimination of dairy, I don't know, like, that's it. Another thing is that I try not to freak out about just being too proper. I just eat, I relax. I don't freak out, like, maybe I am a cook. That should tells you everything. I cook every day and yummy foods, and I make desserts. So because I don't have the cravings, I don't eat the dessert. But if I want to have a couple of berries, I don't freak out. I have a couple of berries, or a slice of avocado. That's okay. There are a little bit of, like, I'm not afraid of eating something out of the beef, but I know that it can be processed. It can be, like just a little bit of cheese. That's all the dairy I have. So I am pretty committed from the day one. So I did not make mistakes. I give myself permission, to do things that might not look carnivore. For Christmas, like I make lobsters, and I use more spices. I do use spices. So I think that the biggest mistake that somebody can do is to restrict themselves, to say not too much to a point that you don't enjoy your life and your food. So that is something that I pay attention to. I try to, for example, what are the name of those lettuces that they wrap on each other? Like if I have a family gathering and I'm making things that I can eat too, like tacos or burritos or fajitas, I want to join my family and kind of feel part of it. So I might have one leaf to use it as a wrap. I don't need to have the actual wrap. So I don't freak out. Oh, I had a piece of lettuce. It's okay. It's okay. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to make you sick. Your family is gathering once a year. It's your birthday. They bought you this beautiful cake. Has a little sliver. You go back. It's not going to kill you. Don't make yourself and your loved ones miserable. Just keep in mind that anything that you ingest that is not what you are supposed to is going to harm you. But your body is magical, and your body is going to clean itself. It has a very wonderful filtration system, and it's going to go back to health. It's going to eliminate what is not good for you, as far as you don't do it every other day. One thing is once every 6 months. Another is once a week, right? So that's the way I keep it simple. So yeah, I don't oh yeah, there is one thing: not eating enough. There is a point at which you are not hungry, and some people don't eat. For women, we really need our fat when it's sex hormones precursor. We really need it. The protein, especially in the morning. So eat. Eat when you are hungry, and if you are not hungry, it's noon. You haven't eaten from the day before at 3:00. You know what? Once you put that beef on the skillet, you're going to be hungry. So make sure you eat sufficiently. There was a moment, and there is a photo that I have like a light brown, that I am doing this, that I was 120 pounds. And that for me was a little on the skinny. So I just made a note, okay, I am losing too much weight. So I decided to eat a little more, because I was starting not to eat as much as I needed. So that was something that I corrected. And that's it. No mistakes.
Yeah. Well, that's simply awesome. Just to describe it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Flor, so what does a typical week of eating for you look like now? Do you keep it consistent, or do you switch things up? Maybe can you walk me through to your weekly, or maybe even monthly? Yeah.
Sure. I am not a breakfast person. I wait until I am hungry in the morning, which is I am pretty regular on my cues, like hunger. Around 10, I get hungry, and I am at work, and it's not a problem because I'm cooking anyways. I make myself my beef. I try to every week. I might have half a dozen of eggs. I I love eggs, so I have them twice a week, other than my beef. I do add kimchi, the same, like about two, 3 times a week in the morning. With my beef in my breakfast, I just add a little bit of kimchi. Once in a while, I might get some kefir or kefir, depending how you say it. And I enjoy to have a little bit of kefir. And then I just don't eat until 5, which is my last meal. And I eat a lot. Like, it's a lot of beef, fatty beef, a lot of beef. And I devour it, super happy. And that's it. That's it. It doesn't get any simpler than that. I don't have to think about it. I just make sure that I have beef. And generally, yes, it's at 10 and at 5, 4:30. And I am happy. I'm happy, well nourished, and my energy is excellent. And I think that my body get used to it so well that if I, for any reason, neglect my food intake, I naturally have low blood pressure. Right now, my blood pressure is absolutely fantastic, but it can go down if I don't have my salty beef, in the morning. So that's a sign that you need food. Eat, because I start feeling a little like, my body tells me. It's easy to read my body now. So I'm not hungry just because my fuel is, I don't know how to explain. It's a different kind of hunger. It doesn't make you, like, it doesn't make your stomach going, making noises. It's just a different, it's more like an energy hunger. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's not a craving.
I feel like yeah. I agree. I feel like I mean, first of all, yeah, your list is pretty simple, which is very good. I think what you're trying to describe, correct me if I'm wrong, might be the emotional connection to the sugary, foods in the past. So that pretty much went away, and then now everything is pretty much simplified, right?
Everything is connected. People think that serotonin is created in the brain, but it's not. It's created in the guts. So when you give your food, when you eliminate the foods that is going to kill your good bacteria in your guts, you're happier. And we tend to crave foods that are bad for you. When we are unhappy, we try to give ourselves some instant dopamine. And yeah, dopamine is not what you get your happiness from. It should be from serotonin. It's not about, peaks of, going like, yeah, and then go. That's not happiness. What you want is a steady, pleasing joy of being alive and looking at the green leaves on spring and going, wow. That is what the carnivore diet does for you.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So Flor, what is the hardest thing about being carnivore for you? I know you talked about like social gatherings, which is for me also, right?
Becoming so wonderful. Everybody wants to know what you are doing.
And then there's the travel. There's also the cravings in in the beginning. It took me like a while, like more than a year to get my cravings out of the way. And I think lately also, I think some mental aspect of it, because we have the health benefits, but at the same time, there's people like around you who's not, they're not comprehending it at the moment because of so much indoctrination, right? So what about for you? What is the hardest thing?
Well, I have I am blessed, to be honest with you. Like I said, I got results immediately, and my family is incredibly supportive. My son is a diabetic type 1, and he is like, Mom, but I'm going to do it too. I want to do it too, which is a big responsibility because type 1 diabetes is completely different, right? But he got into the diet too. So I have this full support of my family. They will never tell me, no, come on, eat this. Oh, you're crazy. Mom, what are you doing? We're worried about you because like, you're worried about me? You should have been worried about me a year ago when I was like dying. So they have it clear. They see the results and they are just so nothing but proud. And my doctor, my physician, she was, Flor, do it. Like when I told about these statins, and she kind of rolled her eyes. And we know now that calcification is the real issue for artery clogging, right? It's not the cholesterol, which is fundamental for, our cellular health. So calcium is the issue. So you need to get a scan for the calcium, and that's what is going to tell you how healthy you are, which, by the way, can be reversed with a carnivore diet if you have calcification in your arteries. So I'm sorry because I kind of went through the tangents, and so you were asking me what was hard, right? Like, what is hard, right? Okay, good. So yeah, like I in my life I found nothing but support. I got quick results. What pains me is that even though everybody is wondering what I have done, to be so radically different, is like a new person, yet they won't try it because they are too scared. And but that's your choice, right? I wish I could just go ping and change people's mind, but I was listening to this interview with this young guy that he had MS, and he now is clear and healthy. And he volunteers for an MS association where he sees many patients of all ages, and he gives his testimony whenever he can. He tried to be, because we don't want to sound like the Jehovah's Witnesses that just like have one message, but they will try to convince you. They're like, no, I don't do that right now, because this is the purpose is for people that really wants to learn. But other than that, like, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? Kind of thing. Like, I put the message out there. But yeah, it pains me how people is afraid of trying it. So this guy goes, volunteers, and shares that he used to have MS and what his life was like, and he changed it with carnivore, yet they don't go for it. With the MS, they don't go for it. So we need to accept that people are not ready, no matter what, no matter the price they are paying with their health. They are going to, like, conditioning is extreme, and conditioning really is very hard to overcome. And conditioning in most cases, because that's the way our brains are designed, is going to win. And you're going to die supporting your conditioning rather than the results of a new lifestyle. Crazy, eh?
Yeah, that's very well said. And I'm also really glad that your family is very supportive. You doing this, and also your son is doing it. So that's pretty awesome.
And my doctor is on board.
Oh, nice! Even wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flor, so if you had to describe the impact of carnivore in your life, what one word would you describe it, and tell me why?
Youth. It gave me back what I have lost, and I thought that it couldn't, like, and like, it's youth. I feel young. I feel strong. I'm willing. I have plans. I have dreams. I see. It's like a reset. That will be the word. The big reset, where you are given a second chance, where and when you get back your health, what else can you ask for? So that will be it. Yeah, a total reset of the brain, of the soul, of the body, of the heart, of the skin. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I feel like I'm 20 years younger too. After Carnivore.
Totally,
Yeah. Yeah.
totally. 20 years is the perfect number. That's exactly the way I feel. 20 years younger, and
Yeah.
doesn't get better than that. It's funny because if you find people and you said, if I give you this pill, you don't know what the pill is, but I guarantee you're gonna go back 20 years. Everybody will take it. But you take them that it comes in the form of a lifestyle, a dietary change, they will say, oh, my heart. Really? Whatever. Carnivore here, not changing it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Flor, knowing what you know now about, nutrition and carnivore and other things, the lifestyle, if you can give an advice to someone who's just starting, or maybe they have a chronic pain issues and they see how much success you had, right?
Yeah.
But they're super skeptical. I think we've all come across this, like they think you're going to get a heart attack, some kind of heart disease or other health issues eating meat. What would you tell them?
Well, first of all, I will say that results matter more than anything that is on your head. To give it a try, it's like to be prepared to feel worse before you feel better. Because don't be scared if you're going to give it a try that you're going to feel dizzy. You need to find that tune of electrolytes, make sure to have your salt, your potassium, your magnesium. Helps tremendously at the beginning, so your body adapts to the new fuel, let's call it. If you're afraid, you are the kind of person that listens to the professionals. Listen to professionals that are carnivore. Listen to PhD doctors that are telling you the new, because I think that is a movement that now has transcended just a few people. It's like, really look at what happens, like, with the in the US, they just changed the pyramid, and like, just do your research and trying to get some what is the word? Just do your research. Look into what is like the toxins in plants and how they affect you, and pesticides and insulin resistance. But more than anything, give yourself 90 days. Find a coach that can help you so you can navigate the things that are going to happen. Like, your body is going to change a lot, and that doesn't come at the beginning without some symptoms that are related to detoxifying and just going from glucose to ketones and just finding that sweet spot. So try it for 90 days. Don't commit forever. Just try it for 90 days. Try it for 90 days. I beg you. And when you don't feel the pain anymore, when you feel the energy to the roof, when your brain is thinking not based on fear, but in like the joy that you get from a new life, that's all you need. So go for it. But I can't just make anybody. I wish, but you know how it is. So that's
Yeah,
it.
that's very well said.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
very well said. I like your advice. I think I agree. I think listen to the professionals that are carnivore. Also, doing your research, and then the 90 days, find a coach. I think those are very realistic. If somebody's like really curious. Flor, my
Sorry,
last question to
sorry,
you.
sorry, sorry. Before you say that, it's super important. If even if it's not a coach, a person that has done carnivore for any length of time, because you are gonna have questions, okay? Because you might have diarrhea, you might have constipation, you might have low energy, you might have digestive issues, and you need to check if what is happening to you is something to be concerned about, and how to troubleshoot. So doing it alone, if you don't have enough, maybe you don't have time to do your research, find someone that has been a carnivore and has had enjoyed the results for a while, or ideally you hire a coach, and just make sure to have that in your pocket, always in your pocket. Sorry, go ahead now and ask.
Yeah, I think that's actually a wonderful add-on. I think it's important, like it doesn't have to be a coach, but at least someone who's very familiar with carnivore. Yeah. So the last question I have for you, Flor, is your future outlook. How do you see carnivore in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you see carnivore in a positive light or in a bad light? The bad meaning we'll see maybe censorship in the media, or misleading information, false information about it, because they want to do the marketing aspect. But on the good side, we'll see more people wanting to learn more about it. Maybe thriving on the good side globally, people just wanting to learn, finding more people who have done it for many years. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that Carnivore is like a good movie without all the commercials. Like, we are not dumb. When you have a movie that is excellent, word of mouth is the best advertisement for a movie. And for this lifestyle or diet, it has already been like proven that it's exponential, because it's you and I, and from us, like people trying it, and just it's exponential. There unfortunately will always be people that are based on fear, and fear will always be used to stop people from doing what is good for them. And that is a choice that humans have to do, right? To make. What are they going to pay attention to? But because now social media is the way to go, I think that there's going to have to be a shift on the way they sell us stuff. And it's wishful thinking, but I do believe that it's going to have to change, and it's going to change. I think that there will be a point in which will be undeniable. And in fact, it's happening right now, because we have like little research, really, unbiased, not research paid by pharma, Coca-Cola, Nestle, like real research. Now, Harvard, for example, huge supporter of the carnivore diet, and like they are becoming new studies that support high cholesterol, how cholesterol is so necessary and important and fantastic for you. And it's going to take time, but I think it's going to be good. I think that we are going to start seeing less sugar and less processed foods. And I think it's a trend that we are starting to see. And hopefully getting rid of all the low-fat crap that is causing so much damage to your brain. So I am optimistic. Very optimistic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very well said. I actually like your outlook. I think it's going to be like a mix, and I do tend to feel optimistic as well, when it comes to this. Flor, if people want to reach out or connect with you, where's the best place they can reach you?
Carnivore Flor is my YouTube channel. Florencia Damele. I don't know if you're going to put a link or not on your description. Used to be Dare to Live Fully, but I thought Carnivore Flor was more suitable, so I just recently changed my hashtag. So yeah, that's my channel. So, and you know what? Support my channel, support your Joseph's channel, because it's about getting YouTube to share our message. It's not about us becoming famous. It's about sharing the message of good health and longevity as it's supposed to be. Growing older, but stronger. So when you support us, you support the message, you support that our videos go out there and somebody that may really need it, listen to what happened to us and give it a try and change their life for the better. That's it.
This is excellent. I'm going to make sure to post them all in the description so people can pretty much reach you. Flor, thank you so much again for joining me. I really enjoyed hearing your carnivore journey. I appreciate you taking the time to share. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your having this message passed around. And it has been a pleasure. Always here for you, Joseph. Go Carnivore!